Hello, hello, hello. I'm your girl, Michelle Hope Walker. Right now, I feel wore out, but I felt like it was important to do this video to help other people that may be going through what I'm going through, and that's dealing with a hate crime. Matter of fact, I know that other people are going through what I'm going through because even my community, my Asian brothers and sisters are going through, dealing with hate crime as well. Along with, of course, we as blacks have always dealt with hate crimes from, you know, things being done to us from, lynchings to hangings to just all kind of different stuff from our history all the way to forward. I even think about in East LA, there was an apartment complex. 'Cause, East LA, a lot of that area, at least at that time, was more Latino. And so the housing authorities were putting, I'm thinking it was more the housing authorities, had space open out there. And I believe they were putting some of the black people out there in the homes, or maybe the black people were just going out there on their own. Which I know early on when I moved here, they said, you gotta watch certain areas because certain areas are racist, and they're not too fond of black people. So you have to be careful. But they had bombed the black people's homes out there. To me, it wasn't a surprise when I heard of it because even my Latino friends would tell me, on how you have to watch going in certain areas, and so anyway, but just recently, it came, they talked about it again, I guess because they have arrested the man and given them time. I don't know if it was one person, if it was a whole group of them was doing it. So what I'm experiencing is a hate crime. I've never experienced a hate crime. I don't feel like I have, based on my race per se, or just a hate crime period. It's strange to me. It's because I'm such a good person. And not that, again, we have to remember people that don't like black people. It has nothing to do with really if we're nice or not. They just don't like the color of our skin, and they just don't like our ethnicity or that we're black. Whatever the case might be. So it's really, that's any hate crime that someone may be experiencing. A lot of times it's not per se with that particular person of that particular race done to the person that's doing all these hate crimes to them. It's something else going on. I feel like something in their head. Because how can you not like me because of my color? I mean, especially me. I'm such a sweet and kind, nice person. The type of person can either shirt off my back, type. So if you watch the past videos, then I had been trying to get a police report. Well, I got a police report today, but it was also due to that whoever's doing these hate crimes to me did another one today. So again, you have to go back and look at the other videos. And let me date this video. So today is now it's April 7th, 2021. But when this other hate crime just happened yesterday, which was April 6th, 2021. And so, since last Tuesday, if you all been keeping up with the story, since last Tuesday, when I went to my car, and like I said, I seen stuff around my car, I thought that was strange. And then I looked inside my car, and there was papers, like in my car, and then there was something yellow on my passenger seat. And I was like, what's going on? Because, I always leave my car empty. I learned that just from going to police meetings. My brother's a police officer. I went out to be a police officer. So there's a lot of things, I've studied, and I've heard a lot of times. I would say keep your car empty so people won't break into your car. So someone had broken into my car. They did not steal anything. They just took the time to mess my car up and stuff like that, do things to my car, and they left a hate note. Now today I have given the hate note over to the police officers. And the police officers that came, they were so great. The lead officer, especially, was just really, really good, detailed, tend to care. And I mean, they blessed me. I have to say, LAPD, Olympic Division, really blessed me today. Because when people just keep doing stuff to you and these hate crimes, it's all because of your race and your color, and they just keep doing stuff to you. And I've never experienced this. It's nice to have somebody that cares and somebody that relates and understands that this is something that should not be happening to you. So I appreciate that so much. So today it was that they wrote something on my car, my car's a little dusty, so they wrote which I noticed on I think like April 5th, because I've been going down looking at my car every day since March 30th. March 30th is when they put the hate note in my car. Didn't steal anything, just put the hate note in my car. And for me, I'm like, what is wrong with that person? Is mentally something wrong with a person that would even do a hate crime, and then to, break into my car to leave a hate note about no slaves here and F you and get out and just all kinds of stuff. So that alarmed me, where I went straight to my police department and different things like that. So I have been going down to check my car every day, because like I said, sometimes I don't always drive my car. Sometimes and especially with COVID times, I'm not going a lot of places. And so I tend to stick in my neighborhood, Koreatown area, which I'm blessed with. We have stores and different things just in walking distance. So a lot of times I just walk to the store. I walk. Now, a lot of times I even will catch the bus or the train. So I just don't drive, all the time. But anyway, so I went down to check on, been making sure I go and check on my car every day, especially since last Tuesday, and it happened, just to look at it, make sure it's nothing around. I know, so what I was telling you on April 5th, when I looked at it, I did see where somebody, like, again, in the little dust part, well, it's not that much dust, but you know how your car can get a little dusty, a line down, and I was like, like somebody had ran their finger along my car. And the police officer was so good today that, again, the mark was still there, and he was like, this isn't even right. Because he said the way they ran their finger down, they were over by, again, the door of my driver's side of my car. And they weren't supposed to be, it's not their car. So they're not supposed to be nowhere near my car. They're not supposed to be touching my car. So today we noticed where they put Rose. They literally wrote on my car Rose. And they put a Y, the letter Y up on top and Rose. And then the other bigger piece is in front of my car is all this paper with like blood on the paper, or they made it look like blood on the paper. And again, I'm blessed where, we do have locks all in the apartment complex that I live in. And we have a locked garage, under, apartment complex. So I don't know how this person keeps getting in. The officer basically just kept it real, just like other people have been keeping it real with me, and just saying that they really believe it's an inside job. They really believe it's someone in my apartment complex. And that is hard for me to imagine or fathom, because I mean, I've been here ever since they opened. I was like one of the three, that was, in the building, period. Then everybody else started moving in. So I've been here like for years, a long time. And we all know each other. And yes, maybe, it's only maybe 3 of us, that are black or black descendant or African black, something of the sort, here in the building. Still, I've never had any problem with my neighbors. I've always been nice to them. They've always been nice to me. yeah, I can imagine none of them, Now again, one. Like I said, and I have mentioned before that the person that parks next to me, I remember when I first got my car years ago, and I would just, go to my car and there'd be paint tanks up under my car and different storage stuff up under. And I was like, who is putting this stuff under my car? And then come to find out it was him. And then I asked him, I said, don't put stuff under my car. I mean, I thought that was the most ludicrous thing. Who would take stuff and put it up under somebody's car? I mean, literally, like it's a storage up under. I had never seen that before. I had never heard, So that had me looking at him, like, he's a Latino man. And and again, I look at that sometimes wondering if it's a gender thing, because I'm a female and he doesn't see a male around, and sometimes they could take advantage of that and feel like, okay, well, I can do whatever I want to her because she's not married, she's having no man, I don't see no man around here, so I can just, intimidate her, just do whatever, to her. And then the point that I'm black, then, oh, wow, they really feel like they can do, a black woman really feel like they can do whatever they want to do to me. And I remember even when I asked, I didn't ask, I just told him, can you not, don't put your stuff under my car, And I said it, as respectfully, kind of, again, because I'm always trying to keep the peace, and again, I'm a black woman, so you always got to watch what they say. They talk about the performing part, that we always have to watch how we say stuff. We have to watch what we do. And, because, again, people always tend to, unfortunately, you have some people that will see us in a negative light, that no matter how positive we're being, they will still, try to act like we're doing something wrong or said something wrong, and you didn't, so again, that then makes me always aware of that. So I'm aware of what I'm saying, aware of what I'm doing, how I'm interacting with people. Because sometimes even I could just be saying something nice, and get like a negative response, and I just like, okay, sorry for me, where sometimes like I just won't say anything, just wave, and in our building there are different languages, and some know English, some don't, different things. But even the ones that don't know English, my Asian neighbors and different things like that, or even some of my Latino ones, still, we still at least, know hello in both languages. I know some Spanish. I've tried to learn some Korean a little bit, and my neighbors sometimes, will teach me a little bit. So again, we've just been this happy family, and I've actually bragged about, my building before, the happy family, that we're all here together. It's all races, there's Asian, there's Latino, I want to say, there's African, do we have Armenian? Did I say an Armenian? But we just have different people. Yes, it is majority Asian and Latino, but still, we've all, just happy together. Before COVID, we would, our apartment managers, the different ones we've had, we'll have community type gathering things where we all go in, and I've always made sure I go around each table and speak to everybody, and just I'm very cordial with everyone. Everyone's cordial with me pretty much, So I said, that could be just the only person. And even sometimes, I get thrown off by him because sometimes he will, be nice. I mean, he seems to be, with his family, a kind man that, he does his, I guess on business or something he's doing, and his wife is nice, and I love the kids and everything, and so, you're not like trying to point the fingers, but like I said, I mean, I do keep that in mind, the point that he was storing stuff under my car, and then when I asked him not to, he sort of got bothered by it, he sort of got, what's the word I want to say, well, that's when the kid, like, he was just bothered or challenged by, how dare you tell me, not to put stuff under your car, I could put stuff wherever I want to. I mean, that's the attitude it seemed like, And then he's always asking me about my car. And different things have happened to my car. Like I said, it's been even before this, it's like at least once a year, maybe sometime more than once a year. Matter of fact, even before the hate note on Tuesday, March 30th was put in not too long ago, someone had been in my car before. And they always let me know they've been in it because they'll rearrange stuff or they'll put papers out or they'll just do something, to it. And sometimes they would not have taken anything, but they move stuff around or, just let me know. So to me, that's a bullying, harassment type thing. I just want you to know I'm in your car, type thing. And as a police officer, kept saying so eloquently today, as if like they were trying to intimidate me, or something of the sort. And then it's been a couple times that I'll go to my car looks different, like someone had done something damage to my car, especially my hood. Now, a lot of times I was always telling the apartment managers this. At that time, I hadn't called the police in, well, sometime because they hadn't stolen stuff, so I'm just like, I just would keep me a log of the different times. They did most of the times I've written it down. And then the one time I went there in my trunk, they messed up my trunk where it used to hold up and now it doesn't hold up at all, as if they had taken the screw out. And most definitely I know my hood, they had taken a screw out because I had lifted it up and then all of a sudden fell down. And I'm like, wait a minute. And then plus my car was leaning on a certain, and I'm like, somebody had done something to me because I know my car, So that's been about, that was before COVID, so maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And I wondered, again, if it was, the one who parked next to me, because I'm just sort of like, I don't see where anyone else, when everything is locked, so who's coming in, just, But don't get me wrong, in past times, the other department manager we had at times, she had seen where a couple of our cars had got broken into, and she was able to look on the camera and she's seen someone with a skateboard at one time, and she let us know on different things she's seen. Now we don't have that same apartment manager, we have a different one. I don't know, it's just an eerie feeling, So, the officer and others are saying they really feel like it's someone in the building. Again, like I said, we've been such a happy family. I mean, even with that happening, with, got a part, so I still speak to them. I still be, I'm a friendly person, and I always try to look at the good in people, and even now, with him to have done all those different things, as far as asking about my car, very just, and then even recently, right, when before, March 30th, before the note was in my car, the hate note was in my car, and someone had just been in my car, and I could tell I think he was outside doing something right by the car, and I mentioned to him that someone had been in my car, and he was like, oh, well, the cameras don't see your car right over here. And I just thought that was interesting. I'm like, well, okay, I let the apartment manager know that, he knows a lot about my car. Interesting, so, but at the same time, I'm not trying to, because you don't know. It could be someone from the outside, but then like the officer said, if it's somebody from the outside, then it seems like they may know somebody on the inside. Oh, because who's letting them in? And then the whole point that the hate note referenced a black person. When you come in our parking garage, considering that majority of my neighbors are Asian or Latino, you're not just going to all of a sudden assume that the red car is mine. You're not even going to know the race of the, and you most definitely probably not going to assume it's a black person. I don't know, I know one person had mentioned, encampments outside of people, the homeless people. I said, but I don't, I'm not one that's too quick to blame homeless people just because they don't have a home and they're outside, like they're committing crimes. I mean, most of the time I see them, they're minding their own business, they got their own house they done built out there. I rarely see them. They don't look like they're committing crimes. And, yeah. So again, it's just challenging, it's just challenging, you know, and because today for them to, well, yesterday on the 6th, April 6th, 2021, for them to do the blood thing. So first thing I thought about was like a sacrifice thing. I know the police officer, what did he say he thought about from that? Again, there's intimidation, trying to intimidate me, scare me, you know. But y'all know, I mean, I got Jesus Christ, so God is good, you know. I should hope nobody will come in here and try to, you know, do anything to me, but God watches over me, and you know, yes, I ask you all pray for me, you know, and I publicly keep talking about it. I mean, because when people are trying to bully you and trying to harass you and hate crimes, you got to keep talking about me. And like I said, right now, there's a lot of the Asian hate crimes going on, and so you know, the same thing that they're telling them to do, I know then I need to be listening because right now I'm in the midst of experiencing hate crime. Um, So it's just challenging and can just be overwhelming, you know, because you got to keep calling the police. You know, first I told you the story if I had to chase down the police. And, you know, but I can say that, you know, the group that came today, I felt they were nice and caring. I mean, they had made up for any bad incidents most of them having police. I know I was so happy to see these police today, and they were just so good and patient and helpful that I mean, I am like, thank you. I am like, you know, I am like, I don't have a bad word to say about a police, not at all. I mean, you know, when no one is being there for you and, you know, and something happens to you again today purposely, you know, people just doing stuff to you and you don't know who's doing it. You know, you haven't done anything wrong to anyone. And then I get to thinking, you know, somebody in the building has got to be seeing this. Someone had got. I mean, if the person's putting a note in my car, I don't know he or she or whoever stood there and wrote the note while they were putting it in my car. I'm just thinking someone has to be seeing this. And then even from the point of today where um, they put like a blood thing on paper, I'm like somebody. I mean, because it's right in the gateway and even right by the camera. So I'm like, somebody has got to be seeing this. You know, and if nothing else, the cameras are picking it up. If nothing else, we will get a visual from the camera of who's doing it. But the police officers were just so nice, like call me anytime. I got personal numbers. I got, you know, different things. It was just awesome. I thank you so much. You know, I really appreciate, you know, and like I've always said, even with, you know, the different things that go on police brutality, different things like that, you know, I've always kept in mind too that it's that particular police. And yes, sometimes we, you know, the police as a whole could use more training on to, you know, not discriminate against blacks and different things like that. But I mean, you know, I do feel, you know, there is still a need of police because different things happen to you that, or something like a police, you know, force or something, because, you know, thank God I was able to call them and they came quickly today, you know, because again, I just went down there to check on my car. I walked to the store and came back from the store and I said, oh, well, before I go to my place, let me go down here and check on my car, make sure everything's okay. And I went down there and then there's just a pile of paper in front of my car with like blood on it. Somebody had written in my car. It just, you know, and I'm just like, okay, I'm calling the police right now. Explain to what I called my apartment manager, and then I also called the, you know, police, um, and I asked the police, the person I was talking to, I said, please, can you please have someone come, you know, because I let them, you know, I gave her a synopsis of, you know, that I've been trying to report this hate crime ever since last Tuesday. You know, and she was really good. I mean, really, really good because I would say about the time I went up to my actual apartment, they were at my door, you know, and so awesome. Thank you. You know, so again, the time they got here quick, they spent lots of time on getting the details, they tested stuff. Pictures and stuff. I mean, they just did a whole lot of just a very good, thorough report of checking everything. And I appreciate them so much. Oh my God. Thank you, police officers. And that is the LAPD Olympic Division. Thank you. Um, it feels so good, you know. They treated me so kind and so respectful. I mean, you know, it just melts my heart. I mean, you know, I guess you just have to experience something where, you know, the police are the only people really you have to turn to, you know, in a sense of in person, you know, because I got family, you know, that I could call and stuff like that to at least let them know what's going on and they care. But I'm talking about, you know, they can handle the situation at that time, the police, and what a good feeling for them to come and care and, you know, I will be in touch with them and, you know, we'll just be sorting this out, you know. So that really felt good. Really, really felt good. Not just, you know, God is with me. God is with me. God is everywhere. God sees every matter of fact, God knows who's doing the different things. You know what I'm saying? God knows. You know, where my prayer warriors at? Pray for us, sister. They're mad. There's my personality kicking in, you know. I'm like, you know, it's just an exhausting, it's bedtime, you know, but I just really felt led to do the video because I wanted to catch myself in the midst of the emotion of what was going, you know, what has happened and what is going on, you know, and to encourage, you know, myself, to encourage other people, to ask for people to pray for me, to ask for people, you know, whatever resources or help. Here, let me give you my social media. So my Twitter is hope_speaks. That's hope_speaks. That's the line on the line. Hope, HOPE underscore, and then the word speaks, SPEAKS. My Facebook is Michelle Hope Walker Speaks, period, listen, a dot, period, listen. That's Facebook. And the Instagram is Michelle Hope Walker Speaks. Um, so, um, so yeah, I mean, it's just, it can be overwhelming. You know, I'm learning, you know, I really can't let my mind go wild with who, I mean, because I don't know who it is, you know. I believe the camera and the footage will be able to tell us, you know, so it's just waiting on the department manager to be able to produce that because the police officers did see that there's cameras right there. And there have been different incidents as far as people jumping over our fence and different things, and our apartment manager has been able to take pictures and to post the pictures all in our apartment complex. So we could see, which I always thought that was helpful, so we know, you know, to keep looking out for stuff and things like that. And I guess it has to show that I guess our area is getting a little bit more challenged because I've been here for years and I don't ever remember anything, you know, people jumping our fences or just getting in our bill or you know, before, you know, and I most definitely have never experienced a hate crime before. And like I said, we're all like family here in the building. I mean, I love everybody, but when I pray for my neighbors, you know, I pray for all of us, you know. So I don't know, you know, but so that's the point too that I'm feeling led to say to others that may be experiencing hate crime too. I mean, we don't know who's doing, you know, unless you actually seen yours and they did, you know, but for me where they're bullying me and hate crime of writing hate notes and calling me a slave and saying F you and get out and all this other stuff. And now today they put blood paper, you know, like a sacrifice type thing in front of my car. You know, you wonder who could be doing, you know, I would say a person that is not mentally together, a crazy person. I mean, because I just couldn't see a sane person that has sense doing this stuff, you know. So I do know that. But as far as, you know, trying to just figure out who, I mean, you know, that's where you just pray and give it to God. And the key thing is just staying prayed up, you know, of course, me constantly watching my surroundings. Of course, me constantly, the police, they'll be coming around more to be constantly looking at things, you know, and then they're most definitely a call away. And I appreciate how quick they came today. You know, for me just to be observant, you know, and then just staying prayed up because God already sees and God already knows. So again, just keep me in your prayer. I'm Michelle Hope Walker. Keep me in your prayer. So sweet and kind. How could anybody do that to me? But, you know, just keep me in your prayer. That's the key thing. And so my spirits are up. It's just been an exhausting day with, reports and just doing all this stuff. But God is good, so you be blessed because God is with us no matter what. And God's watching over us. So you all, thank you.